David thought books existed to stop you from feeling lonely. Living those days with him reminded me of what life is like. And the conversation is the best one I ever had.
It's me, talking to the tape recorder. I'm smoking. I haven't just said I wouldn't smoke. I'm smoking. Just me and your tape recorder.
Did you have to fight for this role? Because this is not exactly a role that someone would read and go, oh, I'm going to cast Jason Segel in this.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. My answer is that my experience with it was I got sent the script. I have a hunch that there was a lot that went on behind closed doors that I am not aware of, nor do I really want to be. But I've never tried directing for a reason. I don't think that I have the eye of a director. And James Ponsoldt sort of confirmed that for me, and that I agree. I agree. If I got sent the end of the tour, my first thought wouldn't have been someone get Jason Segel on the phone. But for some reason, James had seen stuff that I had done. And
sex tape?
Well, I think it was Freaks and Geeks he cites specifically, where he says that he saw some sort of sadness underneath the comedy that I was doing, and felt like, David Foster Wallace was funny. His writing is funny, and he's a witty, smart guy. And I think he made a connection that I certainly wouldn't have made, but I feel so lucky he did.
Now, both of you are playing real life people. Your character is still alive today. Yours is not. So when you prepare for a role like this, you probably had the advantage of meeting with the real life person. You did not. So what did you do in both cases?
Well, I had greater access than Jason did because I could meet with my guy. So in that way, although Jason's guy is more, let's say, known, there's probably more video, more writing by him. But the first thing I did after I read the script was meet David Lipsky, who I play in the movie. I asked him what his experience was like. My main concern was did he have an emotional experience during this time? Or
And
was
did he?
Yes. I was so relieved to hear. The first thing he said was, "Are you kidding me? It was a tormenting week. I had all these feelings about this guy. Then I got to meet him, and and there was a contentiousness to the relationship. There was an emotional longing. There was an admiration. There was an antagonism. It was a really interesting week for him. He taught me how to interview him, and I also realized that there was a really dramatic potency to their week together. How did you?
And what about you, Jason?
Well, I feel like one of the reasons David Foster Wallace, his writing resonates with people is it's intensely personal, even the fiction. So I felt like I was really informed as to his internal life by reading his work. We also had access to the actual recordings from the interview, which was obviously incredibly helpful.
That must have been the biggest resource for the both of you, because it took you right back to that time period, right?
Yeah, it was very specific to what we were doing, and I think the thing that it showed me most, and is really important, was that their interview, there are tense moments, and there are the really dramatic moments that there are in the movie and at the climax and things like that. But there are also these mundane conversations, which I think is another really important, interesting part of the movie.
Because that's what life is.
It's a 4-day road trip.
Yeah.
You eat potato chips and listen to the radio and
Now, speaking of road trip, it's just the two of you pretty much for the whole movie. A lot of times in a car. I mean, this could very well be a stage play because it's really just a two-hander. Did you guys get sick of each other, or did that help with the characters? Did you guys know each other before? Did you need to spend time to develop this love-hate relationship? And what did that do with just the two of you, crazy, just together?
We met once months prior to the filming, and then we met the second time while shooting, and so our personal relationship developed concurrently with the movie, simultaneously with the characters' relationship, and being stuck like that was so wonderful because it kind of brought up all of the feelings that the characters feel. It was not like a big Hollywood movie where you go back to your trailers and you see each other in 6 hours after they set up the scene. We were together all the time, and it was wonderful. We had a great relationship, and even when the characters are contentious, it's kind of with love and some strange mix of antagonism and admiration. So I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
True?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, what we were going through as people really, as much as it could, mirrored what we were doing on screen. That was just the most helpful thing. We were learning about each other and discovering each other as our characters were in the story.